Hello and welcome to Fashion Report Friday, the weekly video series trying to get you the absolute most MGP possible from the Fashion Report minigame every single time judging is available on a Friday for the Fashion Report minigame in the Gold Saucer. This is week 187 and the theme is Bedecked and Bejeweled. This is quite a unique one because it's all right side rather than any left side. Quite a different take on Fashion Report. The first clue then for your earring slot is Beautiful Dreamer. For your necklace, Dravanian Choker. For your wrist slot, Simply Gorgeous. For your right ring, Skirts of a Feather. And for your left ring, Simply Gorgeous. So without further ado, let's have a look at a 100 score, an 80 with dies, and the easiest 80 possible of the week. Alrighty, for a 100 score then, wow, it looks really weird looking at things on the right side only. For the earring slot, I went for Lakshmi's Earring of Slaying. This is the one that I had available because it's the one that actually dropped from Lakshmi Extreme, otherwise known as Emanation Extreme, a Stormblood Extreme trial. You can actually obtain any earring for this slot that you want to. Of course, this will rely on you having the job for that. Alternatively, if you run this 5 times, you can get totems every time and exchange 5 totems for a earring of your choice, which is probably the preferred method of doing that. Guaranteeing yourself that you only have to do that 5 times. It is incredibly easy to find a group and set one up, and a lot of people will be looking to try and get the dog mount. It is a very easy fight. As you can see, I literally stood still this entire fight in one place and just nuked it with my summoner, and we had 7 people in total here. It really isn't that bad. I've seen people clear it with 4 or 5 people is like the good area. So if you got like 4 friends and yourself, then you're pretty much good to go. But the party finder is definitely your friend. Unfortunately, there are no other alternatives for this slot this week. For the necklace then, I went for the Dravanian Choker of Casting. This literally says Dravanian Choker as the clue, so it can be any Dravanian Choker in the game, so whatever class you're going for. However, they are class unrestricted, as you can see on the tooltip. It says all classes down there level 60, which means this locks this item to level 60 and above characters. You'll notice that the previous item was level 70 anyway, so you know we have to be at least level 70 now. So basically go into the anti-tower. It's easiest to do. Unsync that. And basically it's from the second bronze chest you will find, literally located here on the footage, and any Dravanian Choker will do casting. It doesn't matter, they're all unequipped, unroll specified, so just get whatever you can get. And then you're done with that. Very easy, it'll take you like 1 run, probably. Unfortunately, there are no other alternatives to that slot either, which kind of sucks. For the third item then, this is for the bracelets. I went for the Augmented Shire Pancratius bracelets. These are obviously obtainable with 280 poetics, and you can get that in Shire. Very easy to get, as you can see on the screen. You just talk to the middle vendor in Shire or Shire, and then click on Disciple of War 2, and then you will find these. These are actually available to all classes in the game, so it's not like these are restricted to warrior or, you know, a mage or whatever. Again, level 60 and above is the only restriction, which makes them a very good option. Alternatives do include the Black Willow Armorlay of whatever you want, which is a crafted item with Carpenter, as well as the Camphor Wood Armorlay of whatever class you want, which is also crafted with a Carpenter. Both of those recipes on the side there. But honestly, I had poetics spare, so 280 poetics for something that's usable by all classes is pretty good in my personal opinion. Next then, for the first ring, which I must say is the left ring, right? Is this the right ring or a left ring? Oh man, the first one, Skirts of a Feather. But yeah, this is the right ring. Sorry, I get mixed up. It's the Mood Horn Ring of Slaying is what I went for. Basically, any Mood Horn will work. You can get these actually from a vendor, Urake, in Kagane, which is at the actual markets. This will actually be from just that vendor. It's 15,741 gil, which is not that expensive. and you just need to get one for whatever class you're playing based on the other items that you got earlier. That will give you gold rating. Alternatives to this slot then, for this slot, include the Yeti Fang rings of any job, the Griffin Talon rings of any job, and the Shire Custodian's ring. That will also work for the slot, apparently, for 280 poetics. But personally, I'd rather spend a bit of gil rather than just plumping it all into poetics. But you might have a ton of poetics, so you might want to go that direction. For the left ring then, which is the bottom ring, it's also known as the left ring, as you can see there with that tooltip. It says, for Simply Gorgeous, I went for the Augmented Shire Pancratius ring. This again is from the same vendor in Idleshire, the middle vendor, and will cost you, you guessed it, 280 poetics to purchase. Level 60 and above on every single class in the game, doesn't matter what you are. Very good option, and personally, I don't mind spending a few poetics to get this item. Alternatives, however, do include the Bone Wicker rings, which are from Swallow's Compass for any job, the Scarlet rings from the Drowned City of Scarlet dungeon for any job, the Silver Grace rings of any job, which are crafted with a goldsmith, the Icon rings of any job, which are also crafted with a goldsmith, or the Eternity ring. If you have the Wedding ring, the Eternity ring that you get from the Ceremony of Eternal Bonding with another player, that will give you gold rating in the left ring slot. So that's quite an easy one if you're married in the game. But that's pretty much it for the 100. A very unusual week, not your usual setup, but yeah, it was actually quite interesting. I quite like this one. Anyway, let's move on to the die options. Alrighty, for the die options then, for an easy 80, well, you get 82 because of all of these. Doesn't matter what ring you're actually equipping here. But as you can see, we can go for the Gunmetal Black die on our weapon, the Rust Red die on our helm, the Gunmetal Black on our chest piece, Rust Red on our hands, Gunmetal Black on our legs, and then Rust Red on our feet. Now, the Rust Red isn't so bad. That's actually a fairly easy to obtain die for just an NPC vendor in Uldar or any other low-level city-state for 216 gil, but the Gunmetal Black's going to set you back 500 Skybuilder scripts a pot, or you're going to have to buy that from a market board. So, bit of a strange one, black, red, black, red, black, red, but I'm not sure. They're having some fun with us this week, for sure, aren't they? But that's the die options if you so wish to desire to go that direction. Let's move on to the easiest 80 possible then. Okay, so for the easiest 80 possible of a week, we have basically 2 dies and 1 item equipped. Make sure to have something equipped in every single slot, however, otherwise this won't work. So for the 2 dies, you guessed it pretty much, Rust Red for any helm in the game, Rust Red on any hands in the game. Combine those 2 combinations with the Augmented Shire Pancratius ring, which is again obtainable with 280 poetics from Idleshire, and you will have yourself an 80 score pretty much guaranteed. It's a pretty good one, this, actually, because it's all classes in the entire game. Unfortunately, this does restrict it to level 60, but if we were to go for like the Mudhorn ring, for example, which is for the other slot, it would actually restrict it to level 62. So this is pretty much the best we can physically do for the easy 80 as far as I can tell. So that's just unfortunately how it is. But yeah, that is literally how it is. Hopefully this has been helpful in some way, but yeah, it's a strange week for certain. Very strange week. I'm interested to see what they do in the following weeks. Probably really easy ones next week, but this isn't too hard. It's just it's different. It's very different, especially to see this on the right side. But anyway, much love. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you so much for watching this video. A link in the description will take you to the theory crafting section of the Reddit in that thread, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.